All right, now we're going to teach you how to create a collection, or in other words, when royalties come in, you're going to collect royalties. We call it a collection. So when money is paid on this license, for example, you'll apply it as a collection, and then it can be paid out to your writers and co-publishers. And we'll show you how to do that. We're in the licensing file, so we're going to click on the collection button, and that'll take us over to this layout where you add your statements that you receive. First, there's some orange fields at the top that are very helpful that spill information into here. We allow for an exchange rate, so we're going to click on that and put 0.9, so 90 cents on the dollar, for example. Harry Fox rate or domestic commission rate, let's just call it 10% for now, even though that's high. It'll help us calculate. And a foreign commission rate, let's keep that at 10%. And when you click this, when you click the sold, it's gonna bring those applicable rates in based on whether it's a foreign or domestic statement. So you get your statement in an email or via the mail, and you come in here, you find your license, and then you go to this layout and you click on their statement number. Look at the statement, find their number, and type it in there. Now press your tab key. Let's make a domestic one. We'll just leave it today's date. We'll make it worldwide. And then this yellow button is also is a field, but it's a button also, and it requires entry, so you must click it. And even if you're using an override amount, you must click it. So let's click sold. It's just doing some error checking. So I just click keep the same. It's a worldwide territory. Let's do 10,000 records sold. Press my tab key. It brings it in and does the deduction for Harry Fox or domestic commission. So it's $819 instead of $910. Now what's cool in Songtracker is that you not only take the collection, but you can create the payout at the same time. You want to do that. You don't have to pay the money to the writers, for example, right now, but you do want to create the line items for a future royalty statement. So we can do that. I'll show you how you do that, and you do that right after you create the statement, the collection. You click on that payout button, and you'll see the same portals right here with the same information. It's a similar layout, but it gives you all the writer splits and the co-publisher splits and foreign splits and everything. It also tells you if we're not supposed to make statement information for these people, because that was put in the catalog file or the contract file earlier. So that would be entered earlier. So to enter your royalty data for a future royalty data, and we call it creates a pending, P-E-N-D-I-N-G, pending line item for a future royalty statement, even though you're not going to pay it right now. So to do that, you click on this green field, which is also a button that runs a script, and it'll go through all these different names in the portals and add the appropriate royalties. It says create, auto-create them. Yes, we want to auto-create them. It goes through a loop, it's finished. So it's done all of these. If you click on the line that you want to see anywhere on the line, it'll show you that person and what was created. See, that's 25%, so that's half. So I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's just let's create this. Let's double check the math here. So you got see, we got 0.091, which is our amount right here, times 10,000. Nope. It's 20% reserves you're holding based on the contract that you filled in for Chris Songwriter. So it's only 8,000 copies you're paying on currently, and later on you'll pay the reserves depending on how many months you stipulated in the contract. So we'll multiply it times 8,000, not 10,000. That gives us 728. We're going to divide this number by 4 because there are 2 writers, and that's half the pie, so twice that is 4. So it's $182 is his share, but minus the $22.75, which is 91 divided by 4. Minus 22.75. 159.25. The math matches, so that's how it works. All right, now we're going to move on, and let's do. You can click through these as you wish. Look at the amounts and the fee that was deducted. And now we'll go and click another one. Let's just create a foreign statement that came in. Now you can do it on this same layout if you wish. If it's easier for you to keep it separate, go back to collection. It's the same portal. It just has a little bit different coloring, but the same portal, so you can do it in either place. All right, we're going to make this foreign, worldwide, and we'll click in here. Keep the same. Let's make this 1,000 copies. And when I press my tab key, it calculates it. Now, to create the royalty item, simply click on this amount, and it creates the royalties for us. So notice it did not make one for the publishers. Well, that's because it's foreign, and these are not foreign. This is foreign, and this is foreign, and this is foreign. But look, those foreign publishers are not supposed to get statement information because we're not required to pay them. They get paid differently. Okay? So it's very important to check the no statement on the publishers that you're not responsible to pay. Otherwise, it's calculating all this data, and you're going to print out royalty statements to people you don't even need to pay. So keep track of that. And if this deal says that Sensitive Music Publishing Writers Friend, which are their co-publishers, also get foreign, then you need to include them in the foreign sub-publishers as well, so that they get paid. And then don't check the box over in the catalog file. Where you put the splits down, there's a checkbox called no statement. All right, and that's where that's done. So remember, so this deal is saying, oh, they get split publishing when it's domestic, but not when it's foreign. And that's why it was not entered. So it's real important you get your data information correct over in the catalog file. All right. Now, there's a paid out screen. You can also go to that. This is for viewing only. It's not for doing any data entry, but you can click on any of these at any time and look at the data that was paid to this person. So it's the same. And it's just a little more organized. You can see the people that are foreign, that don't get paid. They're not showing. So it's all entered correctly. Now, we can also enter a deposit, and this you should do after you've taken in your collections. To enter a deposit down in here, you simply do the same thing. You click on the amount, automatically issue the item for deposit. Yes, it automatically puts it in. You can type the check in, or if it's electronic transfer of funds, you can put ETF, whatever you want. Okay, and that created that. It issued that. Now, when it shows up on your bank account, come back and click that button right there. That way you know it's been deposited, actually, not just sent out for deposit. And it also checks this off so that you can't do it again. This collection has already been marked and issued for deposit. So let's do the other one. Do you want to auto do that? Yes. It creates that. Put the check number if you want and click deposit. Oops. You don't have Easy Checks check writing file. That's not available. That's an old legacy feature. So really that's not being used. So just check the checkbox. I just wanted you to see that. that was a check writing file that we used to have for a different product we sell called Biz Basics. And in the old days, you could add both modules, but we discontinued that. But it just says deposit here. But when you click it, it's going to tell you. You can't automatically send it to your checking. That has to be done through QuickBooks or however you do that, online banking. But once you see it show up, click that and you're done. So you've just, if you followed along with that, you've just created a collection, created a deposit for the collection, and did all the payouts simultaneously. Now you're ready 3 months down the road when it comes to the end of the statement period. You're ready to go when it's time to pay out royalties. And that'll get covered in a future tutorial training based on royalty statements. So this just puts the data in the file. What's nice about it, it's all done. When you get to the end of the quarter, all you do is go through and print out your statements because all your data has been calculated. You can click on the checklist button and go if you want to click off some checklists. Royalties paid, for example. The rest we've gone over, status, and back to the long list, and clicking that takes you back to the data entry screen. And that is how royalties are paid in the publishing business. They're collected and they're paid out. So then you can decide when you want to do the actual payouts of cash or money, and that is done when you send out a royalty statement, and that's done in the royalty file, and we'll do that later. All right. Good job. I hope that's helpful. Thanks.